Hi, and welcome to another YouTube video. So welcome. I have had some requests to do some hesitation words and to do some Q&A kind of extensions and different things to practice. So this is just going to be untimed, just playing a little bit here with some preview words, with some hesitation words or confusion words or words that some people just had a really hard time with. And I'm going to throw in some Q&A extensions and different practice, all right? Okay, so just untimed, just Q&A. We're going to break this up. We'll do one page at a time, and I'll do another video for the next one. Ready? Question. All right, guesstimate. Already we have talked about estimate. Whether you were estimation. At the scene of the accident, conglomerate. Before the accident, magnitude, or after the accident, embarrass. Please remind us, embarrassment, whether embarrassing, on the day of the accident, enterprise, you were internship, at the scene of the accident, financial, before the accident, statement, or after the accident, McDonald's. Answer okay. Status. On the date of the accident, decedent. I was at the scene of the accident, was the, only before the accident, malicious. Litigates. I had already left litigation. After the accident, assault and battery. On the day, compensatory, of the accident. Question now, constructive. Inasmuch as, mediator. And insofar as, reimburse. You, intelligible, can recall. What happened, be able to. On the date of the accident, accusation, or ironic, day of the accident, energy. I want you to focus and make sure, to the best of your recollection, or decade, to the best of your knowledge, comprehensive, about the stoplights, data, and streetlights, implicate. In the area, sibling. Whether you had, psychotic. Your headlights on, elevator. Answer. As far as, addiction. I recall and I remember. As much as I recall and I remember, addiction. I recollect, presently. I can't recall. That the lights were on, social worker. I can't remember. That the stoplights were working. I don't remember. And that, concentrate. At the time of the accident, pronounce, I can't remember. I don't remember. I can't recall. Of the accident, the plaintiff had the yellow light, Thanksgiving. I don't think it was a red light or a green light. I'm going to testify it was a yellow light. The illegal traffic light, I can't remember. If they were working very well, I don't remember. As far as I am concerned, it was done illegally. As well as I can recall the driveway, my lights were on my journey, as much as I can remember. My headlights were on. Question. Returning to the light and the traffic situation accelerate. I want to ask a question. I would like to acquaint you with your request that you again, in progression, in general, give us your recollection as you mentioned the circumstances at the scene of the accident. Would you give us a paragraph before the accident and after the accident, and your acquaintance on the day of the accident? Answer: as I have previously said, in my nomination, I believe it was dark. There was temptation, so the street lights were on. On my calendar, it was fall, and I had my headlights on. It was a residential area, so for safety considerations, I always have my headlights on when I accompany my car down the street, as a matter of fact. The traffic lights were functioning properly. I had no illness, because I can recall that the stoplight was on the yellow light as I sent the email. It had been a green light in connection with the light, and soon afterwards it changed to a designated red light, of course. There was structure, however, at the scene of the accident, at the time of the accident. As the volunteer defendant drove through the intersection, the traffic light was on the yellow light. On yellow. It was voluntary. Question: okay. It was yellow continuously, in your opinion, correct? Continuous? On the other hand, when you say the caution light was on, you were face to face with a yellow light. Do you know, or do you think, or do you recall, or do you remember that the defendant's car was still in the precise intersection after the light that had turned to a red light as you were presenting it? Answer: yes. To the best of my knowledge, it was directly a red light. The mechanism had changed. And to the best of my recollection, at the time, the change was inevitable. At the time that the motor vehicle inevitably was in the intersection along with the man with an administrative motorcycle, it was my perspective that the traffic light had changed to a red light. Although I was doing an extracurricular activity, I am confident in my recollection. I have confidence that is not an allegation, that I am recalling the testimony correctly. Question: at this particular time, were you suffering from anorexia? I do want to remind you to answer all of my questions truthfully, and do not guess or estimate at any of the answers as you respond to us, current or former. If you do not know the answer to a particular question, don't be anxious. Please say, I don't know, I don't think so, I don't believe so, I don't recall, I don't believe, I can't say, I couldn't have, I don't remember, I can't remember, etc. Don't be erratic. I would not like you to compromise your answer. At no time do I want you to guess, speculate, or give estimations or estimacy. Do not take up residency in speculation. Are you capable of that? Do you understand what I am asking and requesting of you? Answer: yes. Yes, sir, I understand completely. There was no piano. It was a gesture. I think I understand your directions. I am in no hurry. I am to answer with responses such as I don't know, I don't think so, I don't think, I don't recall, I didn't see, and so on. There was no burglary. Question now, other than what you have already testified to, can we rehabilitate you rather than ask you to give us more than you are able to in rehabilitation? Are you able to reduce your statement as to whether your automobile was an automatic transmission or was the infrastructure of that automobile a standard transmission? Answer, I can't be sure. My memory hasn't deteriorated. I don't remember. I can't say if my automobile's transmission was automatic or standard. I cannot enforce that answer. I don't know about those particular specific issues of enforcement about motor vehicles. Other than what I have already testified to, and more than that, I don't know. I can't say. I don't recall much about the mechanics or how to suspend the motor vehicle or talk about anything about suspension with a motor. Go ahead. I have never had any ability in that area. I am very sensitive about that. I have a sensitivity to my lack of knowledge. Other than that, I am not able to answer. I cannot assign an answer because of my lack of ability in working at the Bureau. Question. At one time, you were at dispatch, I believe you said. You couldn't say, you couldn't remember, I couldn't understand, I couldn't recall, I couldn't believe, and so on. Now, I want you to notify me how anybody can classify those answers. Were you the one who said that? So you can specify now if your answer was erroneous. If everybody else, anybody else erroneously heard that, to clarify, I would like a specification as to your notification to us. Happy practicing.